Are you religious and don't know it? There's a familiar refrain in modern culture: I'm spiritual but not religious. Often it is followed by another: I don't believe in organized religion. One might gently respond, oh, so you believe in disorganized religion? This is not merely a clever quip. It points to something deeper, something rarely examined. Because the moment human beings come together, even two, structure begins. There are expectations, patterns, and shared behaviors. Multiply that by 10, 20, or 50 people, and what emerges is unmistakable. Organization. Rules appear. Norms take shape. Rituals develop. And yet, many who reject organized religion will willingly enter a yoga studio on time, with proper attire, following guided instruction, paying structured fees, and participating in the shared sequence of movements and meanings. Nothing about this is disorganized. In fact, it is highly organized. So what then is being rejected? Before religion became buildings, denominations, and doctrines, it was something more fundamental, and still is to many of those who go off on their own search. The word itself offers a clue. The Latin root religio, religare, means to bind, to link, to reconnect. It speaks not first of institutions, but of a human activity, the effort to bring together what feels fragmented. In this light, religion is not merely something one joins, it is something one does. To try to get one's life together, to seek meaning, direction, coherence, this is already an act of binding religio. Whether or not one decides to join an established religious tradition is another story. In Sanskrit, the religious language of the Hindus, the Sanskrit Hindu word yoga means yuj, to yoke, to unite. And dharma comes from dri, which means to hold, sustain, uphold. One underlying gesture, three languages: Latin, English, Sanskrit, all pointing towards the same human impulse to integrate one's life. When someone says, I am not religious, what they often mean is they do not belong to an institution and reject fixed doctrines or prefer personal experience. Yet, if that same person seeks meaning, adopts practices, follows teachers, and participates in communities, they're still engaged in the very process that religion, yoga, and dharma originally described. The label may be rejected, but the activity remains exactly the same. In our second book, The Eternal Journey, A Guide to Enlightenment, the cover shows a mountain with many paths leading to the top. The paths represent the specific religions of the world. And how did they get there? They got there by dedicated individuals following that one path. Now, a person standing at the bottom could arrogantly claim that looking at the top, all is one, but unless one has really made the climb, chosen a path, or perhaps created a new one, but it would be new, and followed it all the way to the top, they would not really know what it is to be at the top. To sum up, this modern spirituality often presents itself as free, individual, and unstructured. Yet in practice, it quietly recreates the very forms it claims to transcend. Teachers, studios, rituals, structured practices. And then this creates a kind of escape hatch. The desire to participate in structure without admitting dependence on it. As others have said, those who claim to be spiritual but not religious probably are neither, not really understanding the words that they say. Remember, spiritual refers to that which is incorporeal, so literally no body, can be spiritual. One adopts some practices, some means, which means one's already in the process of binding, linking, to achieve that incorporeal experience. Now, some point to mystics who perhaps claim in a kind of naive way that they've gone beyond religion. They did not. They simply, unless they're out to confuse the public, they really did not skip the process. They trained, practiced, and disciplined themselves. Only then did they speak of transcendence. Remember, there's no transcendence without transmission, and no transmission without structure. Transcend means to climb. Transvalue, on the other hand, is to skip over. Therefore, in the original sense of religio, to link, to bind, and yoga, yuj, and dharma, dri, every human being is already religious to some degree. The real question is not, are you religious or not, but rather, what is binding your life? What is yoking your energies? What is holding you together? The process is already underway.